Now is when I will ask for another round of applause for Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Some people are not clapping. Do you have a... Okay, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, GCON. Well, while I was standing there, but at some point my legs were paining me. As I kept looking at Baba and I was this is an old man and he is standing here for almost an hour and it wasn't showing any sign of fatigue. Please, another round of applause for him. I pray that when you all grow old like that, you still be very strong and agile as Baba is. Kábíyèsí, Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀, Ọọ̀ni Òrìṣà, Ọ̀jájá II, Ọba Adéyẹyè, Ẹnìtàn, Ògúnwùsì, is in our midst. Kábíyèsí, thank you for joining us. His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State. I introduced him earlier in absentia. You all know him. Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke. The only governor that I know who can beat the drum, who can dance, who can sing, and who approaches the assignment with a sense of humor. But more than that, with a lot of achievements. Very quickly. Now, President Obasanjo has given us a lot of food for thought. If the photographers could please just calm down. I'll try to give a very quick summary. Baba's presentation was a combination of theory, analysis, and practical recommendations based on his own experience, his own education. Don't forget, he has a PhD. He's not just chief, he's not just general. He's an intellectual and an author in his own right. What are the big takeaways for me? Please, can these photographers be respectful and stop making noise? What are the big takeaways for me? One, the theoretical distinction that he made between relative poverty and abject poverty and the connection with hunger. In other words, he was saying that what we should be concerned about is abject poverty, and that it is abject poverty that leads to hunger. And that if you address the problem of hunger, you will also be able to address the problem of abject poverty, which is the major challenge that we face. He noted that our country is blessed. Africa is blessed. Every individual is blessed. It is what you do with it that matters. And to resolve that connection between hunger and abject poverty, he says security is important. Security, we all know that. The reason many of our farmers cannot go to the farms is because we have a security challenge in the country. He talked about the need for education again and again. And he made the point that education empowers, because with education comes knowledge. And if you are properly empowered, you will call upon that inner resource to be able to address whatever challenge you may face. 3, he talked about something very important. The idea that we all exist for each other. You are because we are. It's not like je pense que je suis, European. He was talking about what is called Ubuntu. J.S.N. Beatty, in his book on African philosophy, Paul Ntunji, also in his book on African philosophy, calls it Ubuntu. And Baba captured it by talking about African communalism. Not African communism. He made that distinction. African communalism. Everybody playing their own part and contributing to the development of those resources that we have. Baba also talked about leadership. and he repeated that again and again and again, that leadership matters. And in that regard, he cited the example of Jesus Christ. I don't know whether most of you listened to him in that regard. You remember that Baba is a Christian theologian. He has a PhD in theology from the National Open University of Nigeria. And he was more or less telling us that morality is very important. That it's a moral choice. And that's why he said, leadership can be for good, it can be for ill. And of course, he cited examples of countries that are not doing well because they failed at the level of leadership. The example of Democratic Republic of Congo is particularly instructive. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the eastern region, Kivu and all that, you have the M23 rebels, and there is a tripartite fight there between M23, Rwanda, and the government of Tshisekedi at the center. And he used that example, a country that is so rich, but because of leadership problems, that country has not been able to achieve its potential. President Obasanjo went to fight there in 1960. This is 2025. He's still going there to help achieve peace. But in order not to repeat everything that he said, the need for governance, the need for accountability, the need for collective responsibility, the emphasis on education, and the fact that all of us can banish hunger, can banish abject poverty. Emphasis, abject poverty. Now, this was meant as a keynote presentation. I know some of you would like to respond, but, I think it's more important to pay attention to the takeaways. As I have seen them, I don't know what your own takeaways are, but I would like to thank President Olusegun Obasanjo for not disappointing us. Thank you very much, sir. So I will call Mr. Ogunlana to do more introductions. There are a lot more people in the hall.